Hey there, Mike with AW Water Features here. I am sitting next to a pond we constructed this year. I really like the idea behind this pond. Basically, this was constructed as a frog pond. The customer originally got a koi pond and discovered that she was much more interested in seeing the frogs in her pond than the fish. And so when her and her husband decided to build a new house, they wanted a new pond, and so we constructed this pond with frog drawing in mind.
So the pond itself is only about 14 inches deep or so. What we wanted to do is create a lot of shallow areas for them to be able to sit in. We have our lily here that needs to grow. We have some more plants in the pond that just haven't quite grown up yet. But we definitely wanted to have some nice filtration, and she, being a naturalist, she was very interested in the wetland filter. So we constructed a wetland filter for this pond, and as you can see, this was constructed quite a few months ago, and the bottom of the pond is almost spotless. There's a little algae here and there, which is to be expected, but almost no algae, no real sedimentation on the bottom of the pond. And another really cool side effect of us building this, I just want to show you another creature that was brought into this pond. So it might not be very easy to see, but on the rocks, which you can see are quite clean, there's all these little black specks. And these black specks, I think there's some here that are closer that I can show you. So all these little black specks, those are all little tiny snails. And there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these little snails, all in the wetland filter. And down the waterfall, you can see some right there. And some on this big rock here. There's a lot of them right there. But that's what we love about these ecosystem ponds, is they draw nature into it, and they just become, it's an ecosystem, and self-regulating, and that's what this is all about. So one of the other things I wanted to make note about this particular water feature, this customer, as I mentioned, naturalist, master gardener, and so she really took to the idea of planting all native plants. And with that in mind, we constructed her wetland filter pretty shallow. There's not much water running over the top of these rocks, and we had a number of plants that we wanted to plant in the small wetland filter, and to best accommodate them, we made it fairly shallow. So as you can see here, we have this marsh marigold here, native plant to Michigan. It's actually funny, it's a plant that normally flowers very early in the season. I've seen them actually flower as early as the first week of March. This particular one, obviously we threw a little bit out of whack planting it in the middle of the summer, but it's decided to bloom now. Some of the other plants we have here, obviously we have a southern blue flag. It's a blue flag iris. And then we have some native sedges and rushes in here. This is a marsh blazing star that we have planted. We have lizard tail, another native Michigan plant. And the cool thing about these is that they grow pretty fast. And so we planted them in around here so they'll quickly should fill in this area and hide the top of that snorkel lid. Inside the pond here we have one of my favorite native Michigan plants, and that is the pickle rush or pickleweed. These actually, you can plant them fairly deep under the water, and they can really fill out an area, so you just got to kind of be careful. You don't want to plant these in front of a waterfall, as they can kind of take over the waterfall.